MJZ's back at full strength, and this time we're going to talk about new books, the hottest books for May 24th.
Oh, yeah.
The first book we want to talk about for May 24th is Green Arrow number 2. Now, this is the first appearance of Troublemaker, and if you can look at the cover there, I think that might be the character behind Green Arrow. I can't tell. Let us know in the comments if you think that is Troublemaker. And the synopsis reads, Green Arrow is alive, but where the heck is he? That's what Roy Harper and Black Canary want to know, and their search takes them into the bowels of Belle Reve. But they'd better hurry. The stranded Oliver Queen and another lost member of the Green Arrow family are both being hunted by a brand new villain called Troublemaker. So what do you think of this book, Jason?
As you know, Matt, I'm a huge Arrow fan. I love the Green Arrow. I have a lot of his old vintage books, key books. I love that this Troublemaker villain sounds exciting. The cover looks great. We've talked about this, but I think the door is open for DC to make a move here on Marvel. I just feel like Marvel lately has been a little bit lackluster. I don't see the excitement around the Marvel books as much as we used to.
I tend to agree. Yeah, there seems to be a shift recently with, I don't know, someone argued the weakness of the MCU recently.
Yeah, and it's like the perfect storm. Now you have James Gunn going from Guardians 3, which I saw it, and I personally think it's the best thing Marvel's done in over a year. And now he's going to take over DC. So I really think this is one of those things where, you know, how would you ever think Marvel was going to take second seed to DC? Now, you know, we're speculating, obviously, but it just seems like currently is the perfect storm for DC to make a move and overtake Marvel for once.
So for all you DC fans out there, let us know if you think DC's on the rise. Is this the situation that's going on with Marvel? Are they going down? Let us know in the comments. Let's take a couple look at some of the variants for Green Arrow number 2. I'm on League of Comic Geeks. There are a few here, and I believe that's Speedy on a few of them there.
Yeah, I like those covers. Stephen Amell did a great job on the show when they did that on WB, especially the first 2, almost 3 seasons. If you're a DC fan and have not watched Arrow, I'm telling you, it's really well done. A must watch if you're a DC fan.
So take a look at the couple of the variants here. I think my pick's going to be this, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Edgecore stock variant. It's got Arrow and Speedy on the cover. But I think for Green Arrow number 2, I think you'll be fine just picking up the regular cover for this one, the first appearance of Troublemaker.
The next book we are going to speculate on is Extreme Venomverse number 2. Now, this is a dual threat book. You know, anytime you've got multiple first appearances, it's a good idea to pick this book up if you're speculating. This book has the first appearance of Venom from the 602 universe and the first appearance of Life Model Venom. So we've got more venomous symbionts enter the fray. The summer of the symbiotes continues to weave its tendrils through the Marvel multiverse as even more never before seen versions of Venom bear their fangs for the first time. Everybody knows Venom is a fan favorite, big character, and his books usually do well, especially when these first appearances come up. We are recommending this book as something to speculate on.
So let us know in the comments if you think that one of these new Venoms is on the cover. Kind of hard to tell right now. Let's roll into some of the variants here. Jason, any particular ones that you like? There are a few on League of Comic Geeks.
I kind of like that, the Momoko variant. I mean, she's always hot with her variants. She has that certain style with the female characters, and that would be the one that I would probably pick up.
Yeah, she's definitely popular. Also, there's a Ryan Stegman variant, which I like. But I think for this one, once again, you're probably safe just going with the regular cover, unless you're one of those variant specialists.
Yeah, I agree.
If you like these videos, make sure you check out our Speculation Sunday videos, where every Sunday we go over the new books that are coming out for New Comic Book Day on Wednesday, the best day of the week, hot books we think are worth picking up. And the next book we're going to talk about, the last book, new release for May 24th, is Storm number 1. Now, this is the first appearance of Blowback, a villainous weather entity. So Storm's an X-Men favorite, huge character, powerful mutant, and the synopsis reads, Aurora Monroe, aka Storm, has been a thief, a goddess, and a leader of the X-Men, and she's just getting started. But when an elemental power emerges near the Xavier Mansion, it'll take Storm to the limit of her powers and beyond. Get ready for an electrifying, all-new series showcasing Storm's days of her rocking a mohawk and leading the X-Men as she faces an all-new villain that will threaten to tear her apart from her team. So Storm number 1.
Awesome book. I love the cover on that. You know, X-Men, we always talk about the X-Men. Hopefully soon to come to the MCU. Soon meaning in a few years. Storm with the mohawk. Look at that cover.
Yeah, and back to League of Comic Geeks, let's take a look at the variants. I see about 7 of them that are out. Take a look. I do like this Art Germ variant, and then there's one with her on a motorcycle.
I really like that. The 1 in 25 Clark variant. She's on a motorcycle. Wow.
Is this like the original Guardian Squad in this Stormbreakers variant?
Looks like it might be.
It's like Yondu. Let us know in the comments if that's the original. I believe that is the original Guardians group. And then there's a classic like 90s version of Storm in this Sabine Rich variant. Probably stick with the regular cover. Burn about $3 or $4 on the regular one. You can probably skip the variants because I don't think, as far as I can see, that this new character, this new villain is on any of these covers as far as the variants go. All right, at the end of videos, we like to go over some books that maybe you can find in your comic book stores, long boxes, flea market, something, a back issue that we think has good possible investment opportunity, good speculation.
Yes. Now, this book Matt talked about a few weeks ago, and this was the Spider-Man number 7, which was the first appearance of the Spider-Boy from the 616 universe. Spider-Man's one of the biggest characters in the MCU. His books always do well. They're always great investments. And when you're bringing in a new character like a Spider-Boy, I just think this has a recipe for success. Now, this book, number 7, there was one variant at the time that actually had Spider-Boy on the cover. And we picked up a nice mint raw copy of that book. And we also have en route a 9.8 that we got on eBay, actually. So again, this book, the first Spider-Boy, I believe he has the possible chance of being the sidekick to Miles Morales. It's going to be a great book to pick up, especially because on this cover, this is a 1 in 25, and they had multiple covers when this came out, but this was the only one with him on the cover. So I would highly recommend picking up this version of the first print.
Yeah, this is probably one of the more exciting characters that's come out in a long time. Just a reminder, take a look at this cover here, the Ramos spoiler variant. This was the only one that had him on the cover when it originally came out. Be careful, because there is a second printing that is the exact same cover, but it's a Virgin variant, 1 in 25, so don't get those confused.
You know, it's hard for Matt and I to really recommend right now. You know, do you get the first print that came out as a 125 and may have caught a few people off guard, or do you go after one of these rare second prints with him on the cover? I tend to believe that this first print is going to be the one to get, because I think there may have been less of these ordered by the stores. Once the second print came out, everybody knew about the Spider-Boy, the book heated up, and there's multiple covers with him on that. So you got to be a little bit careful, because sometimes these books can be overprinted, which drives the price down. If you're going to take advice from Matt and I would say, and we could be wrong, I would get the first print. That is the one that I think will be the one worth the most amount of money down the line.
I agree. Stick with the spoiler variant cover. Now, 9/8s were approaching almost $200 a few weeks ago when they were first kind of hitting the market, hitting eBay. They've kind of fallen now to maybe $100, $110 for a 9/8.
Yeah, if you're careful and watch eBay, we just picked one up for $100. I mean, it's a 1 in 25 variant, so typically you got to expect to pay $1 per variant. Like if it's a 1 in 25, you would expect to pay $25 for the variant. Then to get it graded, you're going to pay another $30. I mean, that's pretty cheap to get a graded 9.8 for $100. You're not much more over the cost of the actual book and getting it graded at that point.
Now, if you're not looking to invest, $100+, definitely look at that second printing. Get one with him on the cover. It came out May 17th, so that was last week.
Yes.
They're probably still in stores right now.
Yep. And that was the second print we're talking about, came out last week. The previous one came out weeks before. I think it's a great book, and I think you will be satisfied if you pick one of these up.
And our last long box book we want to talk about is Uncanny X-Men 239 from December of '88. Kind of a small week, so we want to throw in a couple of these older books. Now, this is the first cover and second appearance of Mr. Sinister, and the first cover appearance and mention of Madeline Pryor as the Goblin Queen, so a very interesting book.
Yeah, I love this book. I wish this was his first appearance. The art on the cover looks amazing. An awesome book that I think is very undervalued, especially if you're into Mr. Sinister and you want a cheaper option. I think this is an awesome book.
Yeah, so those are our long box books. I think for the new releases for May 24th, my pick is going to be the Extreme Venomverse number 2. It's a dual threat, Spider-Man related. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I would tend to agree. It's a dual threat, like Matt said. It's Venom. I just think of the three characters between Arrow, Venom, and Storm. Venom has the most popularity. I agree with Matt. I think that's the book of the three. If you're going to pick up one, get the Extreme Venomverse number 2.
just as a recap, make sure you check out Extreme Venomverse number 2 for the week of May 24th. And in your comic book stores, check out for Spider-Man number 7, that first Spider-Boy second printing. They're probably still in stores. Make sure you find a copy with him on the cover.
Subscribe, comment. We really like to know what our viewers think. MJZ out.